This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 726 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for August 5th, 2026. Hey everyone, it's Tracy, and I'm here with Lee, and that's it. Michelle's going to be joining us briefly later. There's a lot to get through though, so what do you say, Lee? Just get on with it?
Well, Chris might be here, we don't know yet, do we?
We don't.
He's on a works call, so it depends whether he gets off early or not. But yeah, when was the last time, just before we started recording, I said to you, when was the last time we did a show, just me and you? Apart from our Orlando trip episodes, they don't count, but an actual...
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh gee, this is it. This is how it started. And if you don't like your people, it's time to turn off.
Wow. Well, you've heard it from the podfather. Okay, we'll start as usual with some Producers Club birthdays. Nice little handful here. So we're kicking off August the 8th with John Burnett's birthday. Happiest of birthdays, John.
Happy birthday.
And on August the 9th, it's Gabe Montoya's birthday. Happy birthday, Gabe.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
On the 10th, it is the one and only Gillian Dunn's birthday. Happy birthday, Gillian.
Happy birthday, Mrs. God's Pocket.
And on the 11th, it is one of our gods himself. It is Andy DiGenova's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy.
Yes, happy birthday, Andy.
Feliz cumpleaños to all of you.
Yes.
I don't like saying that because I always mess it up, but I just feel Chris isn't here and I'm going to be Chris and just say it for everybody. So while I'm getting over that embarrassment, here's some little things from Seth.
This is Seth Kaburski, co-author of The Unofficial Guide. I'm back with a look at all the little things that are new at the Universal Orlando Resort for the beginning of August 2026. Starting out in City Walk, where all of the FIFA World Cup photo ops and other additions have been swept away. Also removed are all of the retro 90s theming from the Red Coconut Club. It's now being converted to Dead Coconut Harvest. And if you want to take a look at this alien-themed Halloween Horror Nights bar, you can get a Universal Orlando annual pass holder preview on August 26th and 29th. I was excited to see that Sting is coming to do a concert at Hard Rock Live in November, but tickets are already sold out through the venue, and the only things available through Ticketmaster are very expensive resale seats. In other music news, you can celebrate Jamaican Independence Day with Bob Marley, A Tribute to Freedom, on August 8th from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And along with the expansion of construction walls for Category 10 along the shoreline in City Walk, I also noticed that they have stripped all of the old Hall of Fame signage from the hot dog stand that is now being taken over by Joey Fatone. All right, as we enter Universal Studios Florida, scaffolding and scrims are up around the iconic archways. They're going to be painted white to match the other buildings around the front of the park. Construction is ramping up at Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift with the completion of the tracks going over the Music Plaza stage. We now know that in addition to a severely overbanked turn over the stage, we're also going to be having at least a couple inversions along the route. However, due to construction, the AstroTurf lawn in front of Music Plaza stage is now blocked off. In New York, they've put up themed scrims around Finnegan's, which is continuing its extended renovation through the end of the year. And it looks like they've given up on Bar 41, which was the pop-up lounge on the patio outside of Lombard's Landing. I noticed that the Five and Dime store on Hollywood Boulevard is no longer selling any Bourne merchandise whatsoever. It has been completely taken over by the Monsters. And the MIB gear store at the exit of Men in Black Alien Attack now has a large section dedicated to blind boxes, including Care Bears. Finally, the big news all across Universal Studios Florida is the onrush of Halloween, which starts in just a few weeks. I spotted some strange tentacles wrapped around a brick set piece in the Central Park area, which I think will be for the Fortnitemares scare zone. And a theater ticket booth facade is going up outside of Macy's for what I believe will be the tribute store. This year I'm most excited for the Stay and Scream, which will start as early as 2 p.m. I plan on grabbing my wristband at guest services as soon as I enter the park. And the first 3 haunted houses open will be Stranger Things, Hellraiser, and Jack vs. Oddfellow. Note that according to speculation maps, these 3 houses will be at 3 opposite corners of the park, with one near the front of the park, one towards the back in New York, and the final towards World Expo. And if you were thinking of taking an RIP tour for Halloween Horror Nights, but it's either sold out or too expensive, they've now got a half-length RIP tour where you get to see a set grouping of 5 haunted houses. Just keep in mind that it costs more than half the price of the full-length RIP tour, and you don't get access to the lounge. One last tip, this year they are charging for parking at Halloween Horror Nights up until midnight. And if you're getting a frequent fear pass, be aware that only the ultimate level pass includes free parking. Yet another reason why it pays to be an annual pass holder. All right, let's head on into Islands of Adventure, where the never-ending refurbishment scrims have now moved along to the candy store on the right side as you enter Port of Entry. Over in what's left of the Lost Continent, I was sad to see the bulldozers tearing away at Poseidon's facade. The popcorn stand that was across from the Treasures of Poseidon shop is gone, and construction walls are making it a bit tough to find the entrance to Mythos. Looks like the one thing you can count on sticking around until the very last moment is first aid and family services, which is still accessible despite the construction walls. By the way, if you are bringing a baby to Universal Orlando, note that the family services located at the first aid locations in all the parks, the only place where you can get your bottle warmed up. For liability reasons, restaurants are not allowed to handle or warm up any guest food. Speaking of food, there has been a big changeover in the menu at Circus McGurkus. Tuna poke and vegan dragon salad are gone. The meatballs are gone, and now the bread cones are filled with mac and cheese. But good news, the vegan ice pops are back for dessert. And finally, due to Lost Continent demolition, they've had to move the service animal relief area over to Toon Lagoon. You can now find it tucked behind the bathrooms next to Gasoline Alley. You may want to plan a trip over to Universal Orlando's resort hotels in the coming weeks because Magical Dining starts on August 14th. It runs through the end of September, and there are a number of nice restaurants inside the hotels that are offering $40 or $60 fixed price menus. While you're there, check out the sand sculptures in the lobbies of several of the hotels. I liked the Kung Fu Panda sand sculpture in the Royal Pacific Hotel, and Sapphire's got a great one depicting Jaws. Little bit of disappointing Epic Universe news. If you are planning on visiting the park in September, check the operating calendar. Hours have just been posted, and it looks like Epic Universe is going to be closing as early as 8 p.m. rather than 9 throughout most of the month. And last but not least, Universal's updated their smartphone app, and you can now give a fist bump compliment to a Universal Orlando team member directly through the app rather than having to post on social media with a hashtag. So if you have an exceptional encounter with one of the great team members at Universal Orlando, let them know you appreciate them. All right, that'll wrap it up for this week. Until next time, you can find me at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides, and pre-order copies of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2027 at theunofficialguides.com. Until next time, I'm Seth Kuberski, keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
Well, there's quite a bit going on there.
As there always is.
There's always... Little things add up.
As Jamaican Independence Day is going on. If you're at the parks at that point, there are many worse places you could go than Bob Marley, a tribute to freedom.
That food is so good.
I can't believe we slept on it as long as we did. And it was... Darren, I don't know whether you listen anymore, buddy, but it's your fault. Because Darren, when he first came on the show, I always remember he talked about having a terrible experience there. It poured down or something that was sat outside.
Yeah.
And his food was awful. And it kind of put us off looking at it. And so we went last October with friends Hope and Danny. And honestly, it was loud. So we didn't really
couldn't hear a thing.
When you want to catch up with friends, it's not the place to go. But the food was phenomenal.
It really was.
Like,
it's ideal for us because we don't talk to each other.
We were arguing between the four of us who had the best dish.
I won.
It was all really good.
It was all really good. So when Seth was talking about the hot dog sign coming down, I realised that they missed a trick for what they could have called that. Because it's Hot Dog Hall of Fame. They could have called them Hoff Dogs.
Why?
Hall of Fame.
Okay. Is that actually closed now, do we know? When you're a Taste of Universal girl, you're much more into food than we are. Has it actually closed?
I don't know.
I feel like we should know that.
I think we would have heard if it had actually closed. I think we just swapped out signage
funny
at the moment.
They've pulled the signage down.
I think it seems like there's not going to be a lot that's going to change. It's just going to be... So, okay.
Closed on July 19th.
Well, we missed that one.
Well, at least we do the research on the fly so we know what we're talking about. Yeah, again, it was somewhere we visited once with Chris and Alexa and the kids.
It's cool to do it, but...
It was all right. If I'm having a hot dog, it's generally in the parks, not coming out to City Walk for it. And it was only because we have to try it.
So that's true.
Again, with fat ones, if we do go, it'll only be because of doing this and feeling like we need to. But I need to see the menu for that place first, because it doesn't look... The one in Orlando doesn't look massively extensive, honestly.
But you can overcomplicate things.
I mean, you can.
It's a hot dog. This is what I found about Hot Dog Hall of Fame was, yes, they were being true to each area and the different sausages and stuff like that. Yeah. And because apparently I'm a fussy eater, a few people have been telling me, I was quite limited on what I could have. So, but it's probably some hot dog etiquette I don't know about where you couldn't possibly swap one dog for another.
God knows. I'm excited to see the arches start to get painted and watch everybody lose their...
I'm coming round to that coloration.
I think it will freshen it up nicely without being too jarring.
It's quite classy.
Yes.
Do you know how long Magical Dining's going on for?
Is it? He did say, isn't it the end of September?
What did he say?
I think it's the end of September. So it's like an Orlando area thing where certain places do, but it's pretty cool. The one thing I really want to talk about in Little Things right now that is really concerning me at the moment is no Born merch in the Five and Dime.
Yeah.
What's that all about? Like, we've heard a lot over this year of them really having to advertise that the Born Stuntacular exists and have people with signs out saying, hey, don't forget we're here. And then
But
suddenly...
it's always full. I don't understand it.
I just hope this isn't the writing on the wall.
It's an absolutely phenomenal show.
Where my mind went on this is the fact, because Seth said there's no Born merch and it's all been taken over by Monsters.
Yeah.
Is this leading into whatever? Because don't forget, it's not just Born that comes out into that. It's the horror makeup show as well. So is that leading into whatever that's going to become?
Does this store still sell the Universe stuff, or is that across in the Wicked store now?
No, it's not in the Wicked, because that's where it was, and then it went into there. I don't actually know where that stuff is now. Because I was wondering if it was a licensing thing that they needed to make way, and maybe it was Born that had to go. I don't actually know where that Universe stuff went. It's not in there.
Okay.
It was. I think it did when the Wicked experience. So it used to be there because it took over the Hello Kitty side, didn't it? Yeah. And then when the Wicked experience came
went to
in,
Five and Dime.
Yeah, and it hasn't been in there for a while. I don't know where it's gone.
Interesting.
It's just when you start looking at these little incremental things that have happened for Born over the last 6 months, it's a little worrying because I don't want to see that go.
No.
Not for a long time.
There's been a lot of changes in the parks in the last, even like 3 or 4 years. There's been a lot of changes going on.
Yeah.
Like you say, some of them are just little incremental creeps. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the 3 houses are for Stay and Scream again. I can't remember. I know he told me and I couldn't remember. Hellraiser was the third one. I couldn't remember. Hellraiser, Jack and Oddfellow, and Stranger Things. So looking at the spec map, Stranger Things is the two that go up by the side of Minion, Despicable Me. Jack and Oddfellow is Music Plaza. Yeah. And then Hellraiser, which I know for definite is the left-hand tent behind Men in Black because the facade for it's already there.
Right, okay.
So it's strange that you've got two at the front, two real heavy hitters at the front as well, and the one at the back, because Stranger Things will be rammed all night. It'd be interesting to see if you want to do Stranger Things, if that stay and scream time is the best time to do it.
Probably.
Because I don't think you will get the same crowds coming in at 2 o'clock as you will coming in for like opening.
No, that's true.
If we were going, we will be trying Stay and Scream. I'm definitely intrigued to see how this works.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they are as well.
I can't remember whether we talked about it on the last episode, but they seem to be really reevaluating how Horror Nights works this year. Of like taking out express passes off multi-night tickets.
Yeah.
The 5 House RIP tour, which is interesting. I don't know whether I like that, because adding more RIP tours in kind of worries me a little bit.
But also the fact that it isn't half the price, it's more than half the price.
It was never going to be half the price.
No, I know, but I don't know, it kind of...
rankles you a little bit.
It's nickel and diamond again.
It is.
And I can't...
But then RIP tours
have people actually been saying that the RIP tours are too long?
Too expensive. I think it depends, because
too expensive I can understand, but too long.
But from what I can gather, they are split 50-50, so it's not Random House. You don't get to choose.
No.
It's like this RIP tour features is these 5 houses, so it's the 5 houses at the front of the park and the other one, so you can pick and choose. If you're like, oh well, I'd rather just do those 5 houses. It'd be interesting to see what the price comparison to an express pass would be.
Yeah, interesting.
But I think you and I have talked about, and I've talked about with a friend of mine who I know quite well, who used to work Halloween Horror Nights. We discussed it a little bit the other night, and it seems to be if you want to go to Halloween Horror Nights with the least amount of crowds, this could be the year. Mm-hmm. Because whatever happens this year as far as crowd management goes will begin next year.
Yeah.
Because they're throwing all these things at the wall this year to see what happens. So, but balancing crowd control, but also making money, and whatever falls out will happen next year.
I have a suspicion that crowd control will not happen, because I think this is where we will see a younger crowd, because parents can then do Horror Nights from 2 o'clock and leave at a reasonable hour for their kids to go to bed.
That's an interesting point.
That's kind of my concern.
That's a very interesting point.
Kid heavy.
Yeah. You can go to Halloween Horror Nights and leave without... Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I've not heard anybody talk about it from that direction. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Told you my wonky brain sometimes helps.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Do 6 hours and it's still only 8 o'clock at night. Your little kids can still get to experience it in the daylight, where it's...
Yeah, it's safer.
Because you can just do the houses. Scare zones don't open till 6. Even if you brought your kids in for that 4 hours from 2 till 6, or even 2 till 7, before it starts getting dark. Like, look, I know there's a lot of our listeners that don't like Halloween Horror Nights and don't like how much we talk about it, but at the end of the day, Horror Nights is Universal's biggest event.
Of course it is.
The biggest thing they do year round.
And they do it very well.
And we are 3 weeks away from the opening of the event now, and of course we're going to talk about it. Universal need to bring in that younger audience so that...
Yes, the younger audience, but not that young.
You know what I mean, though? It's like you're building your fan base for 10, 15 years down the line. So I get it from their perspective.
Yeah. There is another aspect as well. So you've got a family and you want to do Horror Nights, but your other half isn't keen, and you've got kids. So you can still have...
Like you were talking about Darren and Crystal there.
You can still have a family day in the park, and that one person has their Horror Nights ticket, so they get to do the Stay and Scream. They still get to have a bit of family time while they're jetting off to do houses and things. And then, the lightweights can go back to the hotel at the end of the day, and they can stay on and rattle out some other things, get the in the dark atmosphere.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect as well. It makes it more accessible for families. It's kind of like child swap, if you like.
Interesting, isn't it?
You can child swap Halloween Horror Nights.
I never considered that option from it.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Lost Continent is just every time we see vlogs, it's like
There's another like half acre empty.
Poseidon's Fury is like you can see through it, and there barely looks anything to that facade as well. It's weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Then the thing is, it's not good business for them to take the time and slowly demolish it. They need to get that razed to the ground so they can start rebuilding.
And as I've said, I would feel sad about it, but I don't, because it's been a dead land for years.
It has.
So it's no big deal.
It has.
It's going to be interesting to see how long Mythos stays open, because I know they said so Fast and Furious was supposed to close next year, and it's closing in like 2 weeks' time, which I am genuinely devastated.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that I want to know from Michelle and your co-host on Taste of Universal, Kelly, whose idea it was to ride Fast and Furious when they were together. Was it?
I don't know. It'll be Michelle's, because when they walked past it on the live, her and Kenneth, on the Rush live, she was gutted that she was an hour late for it. So...
And she didn't complain about it.
She said, don't worry, I will ride it when I come back. And I think she actually mentioned Kelly at that point. So
okay.
Kelly's a good egg. She's up for anything.
But yeah, that's closing early. Thunder Falls Terrace wasn't supposed to close as early as it has, and it has.
I would love one last meal in there.
I wonder about Mythos.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that's going to close soon. Fast and Furious, though. Is that going to affect a line? Because
no, I think as far as I'm aware, they've already started building in there, because they're obviously not going to pull it down. It normally closes this time of year anyway, which is probably why they're closing it now, because they know rather than it, they probably thought, what's the point in closing it and then reopening it for a couple of months? Let's just close it now.
I've just realised why they've closed it.
Because it's crap.
No, because the track's ready. They're going to put the cars on the track.
What? No.
I saw that.
It's not those ones. By the way, that coaster looks... I know I'm concerned about the spinning on it, because I watched a little bit of the POV from the Hollywood one.
Spin enough for me.
And there was sections on that thing where those cars were going backwards, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I know you said you won't watch the POV, and I don't think you're missing out, because they're going to be two very different
I have seen
coasters.
A little bit of the Hollywood POV, not a lot, just a few seconds.
What I like about this one, at least from what we've seen so far, there's not a lot of height to it, so it's going to feel really quick.
Oh yeah, and I love that.
Because other than the spike, I think the highest section of those two flyovers over the top of Music Plaza stage. And
apparently they're very close to each other, so there won't be any spinning or anything going over the top of that, which
how do you control that? It's not controlled spinning.
There'll be magnetic locking mechanisms. You couldn't have two vehicles going side by side over it,
because it's that close.
Like
oh my
bumper
God.
to bumper. I don't know how true that is.
It does look very close.
It could have been the team member winding somebody up, because they don't do that ever. But looking at like say how close the track is, it is kind of plausible.
It is very close.
Yeah.
I go back, speaking of Fast and Furious, I don't know whether we should talk about this, but I'm going to anyway. The viral video of the team member in the pre-show for Fast and Furious Supercharged, I mean, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, fair play to him, it was quality. But, as I found out over the weekend, he actually got fired for that.
Yeah. It's a shame, because they need people who are quick and witty like that.
I guess it's when you're dealing with an IP license, you can't be, whether it's closing or not, you can't really.
It's a shame, because it was
brilliant,
absolute genius.
But that's the problem with the internet now. You only need one person to film you, and you are everywhere.
Yeah, and I guess Universal have to project.
Like I say, they have a contract with
that license.
Yeah, and can't be seen to be putting it in a bad light. We know from being on the Discover Universal podcast, you know, that one that doesn't exist anymore, or hasn't put an episode out for a while. Burn. The legal loopholes that they have to go through to get that out. I mean, I'm not surprised it's not going, because I couldn't be bothered with that. No. If we had to run through those loopholes, I couldn't be bothered.
You couldn't do breaking news or anything like that in that way. It's just
No.
It's not. It wasn't a feasible template for a podcast, that.
So I understand why where are we at? Oh yeah, I understand why that podcast isn't going anymore, but also...
We'll get to that.
Licensing. Yeah.
You're just off on one, aren't you?
It's sad, isn't it? I know... You just have a little bit of fun. I mean, we've seen things like this over the years. There's a certain duck. There was a thing over a certain duck seen somewhere in the parks that we won't mention. And just stupid little things from, I know, people who love the parks and just want to... I get it. Look, I'm not condoning what he did at all, but it's a shame. It's funny, you go back
from the guest's point of view and from his point of view, it's harmless fun.
But...
And it is harmless fun because it was never meant with any sort of malicious intent at all.
It doesn't appear that way.
And it's just, like you said, that's the problem with living in this fast digital age. You are not safe anywhere. But you can't get away with... Well, some people shouldn't get away with anything,
yes,
but, you know.
But you hear about the stories from 25 years ago with a certain Mr. Aiello going off script all the time on Jaws.
That does not sound like Mr. Aiello at all.
And all he got was a slap on the wrist and go, hey, do you want to go and write for Halloween Horror Night? Yeah, okay then. Like, you got commended for it back then. And not really, but they didn't want to get rid. Yeah. Whereas now, again, there's so many more contracts and licenses and stuff in place.
But also, we're only hearing what we're hearing. We don't know if there's anything else involved there.
No.
You know, we don't know if there's been previous...
I mean, that's true.
Infractions.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
It might not just... This could be a number of things. Yeah, we don't know.
No.
Anyway. Yeah. Epic Hours worries me.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
I would be... like
That place needs to be seen in the dark.
100%. How many times have we complained about Islands of Adventure not being open at night?
That's another land that needs to be in the dark.
An Epic was built from the ground up with all those lights and everything to really shine at night, and we've been spoiled as well.
Of course.
Because I think, what's the latest? The latest closing we've been in? 10. 9 or 10?
10.
What time did it close opening night? 10?
10. Didn't
we go into Blue Dragon in October at 9? So yeah, 10 o'clock. So we've been spoiled of it being 10 till 10. But it's not, I'm guessing it's not opening. So you're getting really short hours because it'll still open like at 9, I guess, if you got EPA. It's just a shame that you're not getting to see it in the dark.
Do we know why the hours are so short? 'Cause it's not like it's a residential area. I mean, I know there is a couple of apartment buildings nearby, but...
It's been open for a year. Opening until 9 or 10 o'clock. Why suddenly like down season or what? Did they maybe they're going off crowds from last year and they saw a downturn in October, like September, October maybe. So why leave it? I don't know, maybe.
So what we need is for everybody to message Universal and say, hey, I want to spend all the time in Epic. Why are the hours so short?
I mean, the interesting thing, if this goes through into October, not so much, but obviously people from the UK, if you're going out but not going for horror nights, you go, oh, well, studios closes at 5. Let's go and do the last 4 or 5 hours at Epic. And you're making money because people will eat.
5 hours is a long time. You know, some people only go into the park for 5, every day for 5 hours. People spend a lot of money in that amount of time.
Yeah, but you're only going to get that, like I say, mainly from people like us who are going over getting those 14-day tickets and being able to park up. I think once you get past this annual, whenever the hell that's going to happen, you would see that influx of people over the course of horror nights, but not so much this year, I guess, because it's still... I know they do them. You get the 3, 5 or 7 day passes, but I don't know how many people are buying them.
I'm not really sure the pricing of those.
It'd be interesting to see what the sort of split of people visiting from the UK having that 14-day ticket compared to people who've bought those 3, 5 or 7 day tickets with Epic on, or single-day tickets, to see how many single-day tickets they're still selling. It's hard for us to comprehend because we generally go over for no less than 10 days.
Yeah.
Where the average American will go... I mean, look at Michelle, for example. She flew out on Wednesday night and flew home on Friday morning. Is that right? Or Friday night. When was the event? Thursday. Yeah, so she flew home. So she was there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I think you see a lot of that from America. They'll go down for a 3, 4 or 5 day trip, whereas we don't.
Well, I'm not travelling for, what, how many hours?
I mean, people do. a certain Mr. Lucas in the producers club will do a Halloween Horror Nights weekend trip most years. I don't think he is this year, but he would like fly out Friday, go back come back Monday morning and just do Horror Nights Saturday, Sunday.
I mean,
but then when he goes out for his major trips, they're out there for like a month.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Right. So are you finished?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There was a lot to talk. There's a lot to talk about. I kind of like that Universal are getting. I do and I don't. Controversial because it's stuff for us to be able to debate on the show.
It is.
I don't like it from a consumer's perspective, but as people who this is what we do.
I know. Yeah, we need things to talk about.
Yeah,
you know,
rather than going, oh yeah, that's awesome. I was like, hey, I'm not so sure I like this anymore because we've had it over 15 years. We've been doing this. Not like, everything at Universal's brilliant. They never say anything bad about them. Well, that's not true.
Nope.
I'm usually
we have slated some things.
Less likely to slate them, like in the wave of coming back from a trip because I'm on that high. Like,
yeah, but we don't. Our complaints aren't unfounded. There's always a reason for them, and we always have some sort of solution in mind, or how we would, how we would like to see something improved. We're human. We have different likes and dislikes, and we're allowed to express them.
Yes, which we don't often have. This is why the four hosts, we're generally all on the same It's on the same page, except me and Michelle most of the time.
Yeah, you two butt heads a lot. You are butt heads.
I wish to go to Universal Studios Singapore.
Hello, I'm Steven Spielberg. Ride the movies at Universal Studios Singapore. A spectacular destination for the people of the region and the people of the world.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Right. I'm going to shut Lee up because, as I've said, we've got a lot to get to. And because of that, we're going to skip Which Cone Makes You Moan this week. So we're sorry about that. But don't forget to submit your ratings of the 3 cones available in Isle of Burke. And instead, we're going to hand it over to Michelle because she went to the Back to Hogwarts event at Island of Adventure, which was hosted by Lug.
Tell us about this event because it sounded awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God. Never have I ever, let's play that game. Never have I ever felt more out of place, but also in the right place at the same time. In the right place because I'm probably one of the biggest Harry Potter nerds of the 4 of us, and I love all things Harry Potter, but also very out of place because it was so exclusive. Oh, we've been to media things before, but there's usually hundreds of media people invited. This one, there was literally, it felt like maybe 60 people. And I'm not great with that, but there was definitely under 100 people there.
Wow.
Super cool. Very, very like low key. Just a handful of social media people that were mostly vloggers / like real influencers.
Yeah, I've been looking around, kind of going off the back of the stuff that you posted and looking who was there. And obviously Zandra, friend of the show, was there. Tim Tracker was there. Jackie Super Enthused was there. A couple of Mammoth Club, a couple of others, but a lot of them I didn't know.
Right, and they all do videos like Reels or TikToks or what have you. We're podcasters, and we've stuck to that genre from the beginning, and we've talked about branching out, but it's just we don't know. For now, we're podcasters, and I don't know that there were any exclusive podcasters, any others there, other than UUOP, which was kind of cool.
Because there's no one as good as us, that's why.
Exactly.
Amen. Just saying. But anyway, that was also the first media event that I've ever attended solo, so I didn't have like a buddy with me to kind of take away the oddness.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
It does. But I hung in there. I think I did my best. But I was so incredibly blown away by the event that Lug put on for all of us. I mean, they treated us like royalty for the night, like witch and wizard royalty. It was amazing. So we got there. They ushered us into the VIP kind of area at the front of Islands. They had a couple of racks of wizarding robes, legit wizarding robes from Universal. And with our individual house and our names embroidered on it.
Which was amazing. Amazing.
So cool.
Like I knew, so when they emailed us with the invitation, they'd asked what size robe you wanted. So I was like, oh, you're going to get a robe. The fact that it was monogrammed as well was super awesome.
I'm so jealous.
Well, I kind of thought was like, what size robe? Like maybe they're going to get like some knockoff version or something, but no, it was the legit ones from Universal.
So cool.
And then after they put our robe on us, and there was a table full of wands in boxes that were not labeled. So they were like, all right, pick which one is calling to you. So I picked one, and luckily it was one that I don't have.
Awesome.
Super cool. And it was an interactive, like a full-blown interactive wand.
Is it the second gen ones, Michelle, or just the first gen?
Ooh, I don't know that, to be fair. I know it's interactive, but I don't know which gen it was. It's the one with the big green stone in it.
Find it, because I remember seeing, you showed me that.
Did you use it at all?
Yeah, I did.
So did it vibrate at any point? Did the tip light up? That's what she said.
I didn't connect it to the app. Anyway,
yeah.
So that, and then they took us in groups back to Hogsmeade. The park was already closing, so people were on their way out. We were on our way in. We get back to Hogsmeade, and it was empty. So the actual event was set up on the back porch of the Three Broomsticks.
Okay.
So they brought us in there, we had little bracelets on that showed that we were supposed to be there. And there's where they had set up the whole lug bag, build-a-bag experience. So they had a nice display, and then you got to pick which bag. That collection is so awesome. That is such a great addition, I think, to the Universal parks. So they have 4 different bags to choose from that are all beautiful and useful in different ways. One thing that's similar to all of them is they all have a specific place to hold your wand, which I think is awesome.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it's second gen.
Okay. It is a second gen one, Michelle.
Cool. Great. So yeah, one of the bag that I probably would have chosen was already out by the time I got in there. So I got the one that will hold the water, my water bottle, because that's an important feature for me.
Yep, absolutely.
And then on the back of that, there's like a place to put your wand, hold your wand, and all these different little pockets. So then, and the inside of that bag is also insulated with that metallic looking fabric or whatever. So very cool. So it won't your cup won't sweat.
That's good.
So then from there you get to pick which shoulder strap you like, and they have all 4 different houses as well as your standard Hogwarts one. And then they have the same thing in all of the different zipper pulls. So one for each house as well as a standard Hogwarts. They have the little coin purses that clip on to some of the hooks on the sides. Same thing, all of the different, and everything they have the different houses as well as a Hogwarts one. But for the coin purses, they also have a golden snitch. They had a Hedwig. They had a sorting hat one. I think that might have been all. And then the same thing for the charms. So on the front of the bag, there's this little place for you to put charms. And so that's a thing for lug, I guess, is something that they offer to kind of accessorize all their bags. So for this collection, they have a variety of Harry Potter themed ones. So again, they've got the golden snitch. They have I believe they had a sorting hat one. I believe they had an owl one. There were several others that aren't coming to my head right now.
It was a bit of a whirlwind, to be fair, Michelle. You flew in, did the thing, and then flew out.
Exactly. Which the one thing they didn't give us that night was a flying broomstick. So no, I didn't technically fly in and fly out, but
no food powder.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. And then they had representatives from Lug there kind of interacting with us and helping us with our accessories. And then there were some people that had lighting, because of course it was really dark out there. So lighting so that we could take pictures of our bags and stuff. So that was fun. And then inside the Three Broomsticks, they had a section set up of food for us to get along with the dessert, which was very yummy. You could go to the bar and get butterbeer, and they gave it to us in the souvenir stein.
Nice.
Very jealous.
Yeah. It was super cool. Then from there, you could just go out and kind of wander around Hogsmeade, but none of the rides were open, which is okay.
I wondered.
Yeah, but we could walk around, and basically that's where you saw all of the social media / influencers out there with all their fancy equipment doing TikTok dances and making me feel incredibly underqualified to be there. But it was really cool just to kind of see these people in a completely empty Hogsmeade, which never happens.
No, I'm very jealous.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the videos that you've seen from some of those influencers, they're very cool. They did a good job.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing event. It really was. It's a great collection. I think it's going to do really well in the parks. Like, I'm already excited about adding to my accessories because you can change them out all the time and kind of make your bag different as often as you want, which is a cool concept.
So I'm just looking at the prices now. So they do a sling bag, a tote bag, and a skeeter bag, whatever that is, and then a lug huggy, which the water bottle. I'm guessing that's the one you got, Michelle. So the sling bag's $80, the tote's $90, the skeeter's $75, and the one Michelle got was $55. Then your strap's $25. I'm assuming your strap is your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the house or the Hogwarts one.
And then the zipper pull items are $19, the bag charms are $19, and the coin pouch is $35. So it gets up there. But when you look at something like Loungefly, which Tracy, you and I have talked about a lot, they look cool. They're just not fit for purpose. What I like about the lug stuff is they're built for people going to theme parks.
Yep.
Yes.
This is why I've been singing their praises for a while now.
Yep. The pockets are perfect. So like you said, I got the Huggy, I guess is what they call it. Water bottle fits perfectly. Like, even it wouldn't fit one that has a handle on it.
Okay.
But any other, I mean, it's really deep. So it will fit a good size. It fit a really good size, like, water bottle. And then, like I said, there's a place for your wand that holds it very sturdy. Like, I never felt like it was in danger of falling out or anything. Okay. And then the pockets were like the perfect size for my cell phone, which I've got a big iPhone. Perfect size for that. And then the little coin pouches, like, I decided to use those for my charger, my fuel rod, and like my charging cord. Fits perfectly in that. So the skeeter bag is the smaller version of like a crossbody.
Okay.
So there's the bigger one is the regular crossbody that can actually convert into be a backpack as well. Okay. And then the skeeter is like the small little crossbody size.
Okay. It sounds expensive when you put it all together, but you could just buy your base and then buy your additions every time you go. That's your little souvenir each time.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Because it comes with a shoulder strap already.
Okay.
So like a standard black one. So you don't have to change it if you don't want to.
Okay.
As theme park people, we all like collecting stuff, and if you give us more stuff to collect, we will collect it.
Exactly.
And if it's bags, I will need them all.
I mean, yeah, we've talked about the Captain Cacao one, the Celestial Park crossbody. That's awesome. Yeah, they really come out of nowhere, really. And really making a splash in the theme park world. And we know, like I say, the bag you take into a theme park is huge, because I've got to the point, I used to take a backpack and it started to get on my nerves, and now I want to be as minimalistic as possible. So these are a really good option, but also being able to, show your house pride or whatever it might be, I think is awesome.
It was, and I used it the entire second day. So the next day I went round about the parks with Kelly from Taste, and that was fun. And I used my new park bag all day, and it was perfect. Like, I never needed anything more than what I had on that bag. And again, my wand was safely secured the whole day.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it fit into like the lockers really easily.
That's good.
It was perfect. And the fabric on the outside is, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like cotton, so it's vinyl-ish, not vinyl, but whatever. You can easily wipe it off.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then the embroidery, the stitching on it, actually is the shape of the Hogwarts crest.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so all of the stitching on the entire pattern of the bag is the Hogwarts crest.
That's detail.
Wow.
And then on the very front of all of the bags, it has the Hogwarts symbol on it on the front. So it's so cute. Even like you said, even on its own, if you couldn't afford on one trip to buy all the accessories, it's still very obvious that it's a Hogwarts Harry Potter bag.
Yeah.
Cool. And like I say, the Loungefly bags are cool to look at, but they're just not practical to use.
Correct. No, and you hear about them peeling and things like that. And
whereas these are awesome. I'm so glad. Like, it was weird. It blew me away when we got invited to the event, and I'm like, Tracy and I had already started thinking about who can go, because we knew Chris probably couldn't go, and we didn't know, because you'd only just been down. It's like, who's going to, and Michelle was like, I'll go. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, although it would have been really funny to see Chris make his own purse.
I'll see Chris doing his TikTok dances.
So this is one thing I like as well about it, is because everybody has different needs in a theme park, because it depends on whether you're alone, whether you're with people and how many people with you, whether you've got kids, as to what size bag you need.
Yep.
And the fact that they have given 4 options here is phenomenal, and hats off to them, or bags off to them, because I'm really liking the thought process that's going into their product.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're thinking about people going to theme parks and what do you need?
Yeah. I mean, I have basically stalked them on their website, and I have a wish list of bags off there. They don't ship here yet. And, we don't have lug stores over here yet. I will open one for you. You come over. I will run that store for you, lug. So it is kind of like, oh, well, if I ever get back there, I do have to do a sneaky little order to somebody's house. And then tell Lee, this old thing, I've had it for years.
Yep. So. I love it. These were definitely built for these specific theme parks, especially with the wand holder. Yes. But like you said, there's different purposes for different bags, and that's why I need a second one already.
Of course.
I need the bigger one, too, because when I'm with my family, I end up carrying
Mama Bear.
Chris's chargers and things like that too. So that's when that the bigger crossbody one would come in handy.
Yeah.
So they're very functional, which I 100% appreciate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you, Lug, for the invitation. That was so fun.
Yes. Thank you for going, Michelle.
I know that we've already gotten a lot of responses from my Instagram posts and also Facebook with people saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait to get back there and get my bag." And so hopefully we get some good business for you guys from our friends. Our followers.
Who knows? At some point, there may be an official UUOP bag.
That would be awesome.
We know we've made it.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
An official Producers Club one?
That would be cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool. Well, thank you, Michelle. Yes. I know you've had to step out of work just to join us, because you haven't even mentioned the fact that Chris isn't here either. It's just the two of us.
It was questionable whether or not I should do it, but then I was like, we have somebody needs to go for us. Yeah. So yes,
without a doubt.
I will take one for the team.
Yes.
Awesome.
And it was a quick turnaround. I was only there for literally not even 48 hours, but it was 100% worth it because Lug really did it up.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good. You did us proud, Michelle. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yes.
Yep. But make sure you look at, if you haven't already, check out the Rush of Fear feed, because I ran into Kenneth while we were there.
Yep.
And we did a bunch of updates for HHN. And then I also, like I said, ran into Kelly. So we did some updates and things for UUOP as well as Taste of Universal. So we got a lot of
We
networking done.
did. It was awesome.
In that 48 hours, which was cool.
You worked hard. Yes.
Right.
Right.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, the chance to be a guest host, birthday shoutouts on air, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uuop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Lee.
Yeah. All aboard!
So it's time to talk more Halloween Horror Nights, as we are only 3 weeks from the start of the event, like Lee said earlier.
Crazy.
So the 9th house announced this year was Evil Dead Burn, New Line Cinema's latest film in the iconic Evil Dead franchise. And the haunted house will take guests on a terrifying first-hand journey through the film's most frightening moments that begin at the Price family's secluded vacation home in the woods. I mean, there's the first mistake they made.
Of course.
Yes. As the nightmare grows more and more fierce as guests venture through the haunted house, encountering ferocious deadites around every turn before succumbing to the evil forces themselves.
So we haven't seen this yet. I will watch it before we go.
Of course.
I don't have plans to make it in the cinema, but I think it comes out on digital in September, so I definitely want to watch it, because we've watched 1, 2, 3, and 4 over the last week or so. Michelle, have you watched the Evil Dead films?
So same as you. I just watched them over the past couple of weeks. I've never ventured into those before.
Really?
And oh my God, I love them. They're some of my new films now.
So Evil Dead 2 was my favourite film for the longest time. It's aged. It's still pretty good. The first one's terrible. I
didn't watch that one yet. But
the first one's
what was it?
awful.
The 2013? Is that the year of the first remake? That one.
Yes. Oh, so yeah, we've watched 5.
Yeah.
But this is more in the lines of Evil Dead Rise, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I just watched that on Saturday.
It was really good.
Which I also enjoyed.
Yeah.
Rise I enjoyed.
This is going to be a great house. It's going to be gory, which I love, and it's going to be crazy bloody, which I also love.
Yeah, it's nice that we, other than we've had Ash versus Evil Dead, we never actually had an Evil Dead house before.
No, which has surprised us.
It's crazy when you talk about you look at horror classics, it's like Michael Myers or Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Freddy.
Nightmare on Elm Street. It was crazy that Hellraiser, that we've waited until 2026 to get a Hellraiser house, and I feel like Evil Dead's the same.
Yeah.
Hellraiser was my favourite as a kid. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? As a kid.
We watched the first one again last night, and I must admit I enjoyed it more last night than I did when we watched it the other week.
Yeah.
Because I actually paid attention to other than falling asleep half an hour from the end.
I mean, it's obviously not aged very well.
No.
But the base storyline is amazing.
And knowing the behind the scenes of it a little bit as well makes more sense. Anyway,
yes.
Let's get on to this one. The third announced Scare Zone puts a twist spin on the global video game phenomenon Fortnite. Get your dances ready, guys. With an immersive and thrilling Scare Zone inspired by Fortnitemares, I do love that name, the game's signature Halloween event. Halloween Horror Nights fans will have the chance to drop into the world of Fortnitemares with an all-new Scare Zone featuring ever-evolving and high-stakes environments. Guests will enter freaky fields, a Halloween-inspired living battleground overcome with a threatening force. Throughout the Scare Zone, fans will encounter the Battle Bus along with familiar Fortnitemares characters, plus a few new additions exclusive to Halloween Horror Nights as they work to escape and claim victory.
Interesting. So Kenneth and I visited, of course, we did a round to do all the HHN updates. So this is going to be in the Central Park area. All of the trees, which I am going to miss the pumpkins. I know they're not always up there, but that's my favorite aesthetic. But right now, all of the trees have LED lights.
Yes, they've been up there for a while.
Tons and tons and tons of LED lights. There's no props, like normal HHN props out. No boo holes out at the moment, at least as of when I was there last time. But just some interesting machinery, I guess, or technical stuff. So I really don't know what to expect from this Scare Zone.
Well,
kids,
lots of flossing. That's the only one I know is the flossing.
The biggest complaint is bringing something in that is very sort of kid friendly, and I know Chris has his opinions on this Scare Zone.
That's usually my favourite area for a Scare Zone, so I'm apprehensive.
But again, you go in with low expectations, it might blow you out of the water.
It might, and it might not.
It looks like it's set up to be a very technologically advanced Scare Zone, and it was giving me and Kenneth the oh my god, the name. What was the Scare Zone that was all neon? Anarcade. It's giving Anarcade. Okay. So with the lighting and with the technology that's in place, and Kenneth assumed that a lot of that is going to be for fog effects. I guess there's something in the game that says something about some storm. So I don't know. I'm sure the people out there that play Fortnite are like, oh my God, and they're yelling at their radios right now.
We're all over 40. We don't know these things.
Exactly. But it might be... It might be cool. You never know.
I like the fact that it's going to be something different. You say, I miss the pumpkins, but Central Park became... It was like every year was kind of indistinguishable from the last. It was little changes, where I think this is going to be a big change. So it should be quite a bit different.
And it does extend out into the courtyard area like it did last year as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So the fourth Scare Zone announced was, I am so excited for this, Downtown Clown Town. The city that never sleeps becomes a waking nightmare when it's overrun by killer clowns from outer space, Art the Clown and other clownsfolk who can't wait to tear you from limb from limb. Yay! I am so excited. All my favourite clowns.
I mean, this is going to be amazing.
I don't think I've ever been this excited for a Scare Zone.
Right. It's just,
I mean, if you look at that big stage that's up in New York at this point, there's like a black and white tent.
I think it's blue and white, isn't it?
No, I think it's black and white, and then
it's black and white, and then
yellow and red. So the Killer Clowns colours and art colours, basically. So I think we're getting some sort of Killer Clowns art standoff thing there, which, oh my God.
Well, it's got to have Jack and Chance in there at some point. It's got to.
You would think.
You would think so, unless they're going to be down in the entrance Scare Zone, because that's more theirs.
And listen to this, though. So, two things. This Scare Zone is huge this year. So this Scare Zone actually starts now right across the street from Papanana.
Okay.
So usually it doesn't start until you're all the way at the end of that road and turning right down New York.
Yeah.
This one is on the corner of Jimmy Fallon and Papanana. Like, it's right there. That's where you see the first stanchion announcing that Scare Zone. And then that entire block is all this scare zone. So that's where you also see down that alley, kind of past the Transformers extended queue, is where you see that little stage that nobody knows what it's about. And then also where this scare zone usually ends, it extends to the other side of that block instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've greatly extended this scare zone. It's going to be massive. And here's the second point I want to make. The way that they also have the main strip scare zone, the Jack and Oddfellows scare zone, that one also seems to extend pretty long as well. So we've got a carnival theme.
Yeah.
Think about it. We've got a carnival theme. We've got the main entrance, which is Jack and Oddfellow. If you turn right down Hollywood, that's the sideshow.
Yeah.
If you go on down through Jack and Oddfellow and you hit New York, then you're hitting the downtown clown town. It's all carnival.
That's awesome.
So they all connect in this carnival theme, which to me says those characters can move amongst the three.
Okay, that would be interesting.
Right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
It's very cool.
It does, but I have a little, what's the word? I don't keep using apprehension. But imagine being that person that kept missing everybody because they were in the wrong zone. That
might be
would
multiples.
Suck.
Multiples of them. We're not at Disney.
This is true.
It's possible to see art in two places at Universal.
That's true.
Unless he gets mobbed.
And then rounding out this year's house lineup is, no surprise to anybody, Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, inspired by his prolific solo career. So developed as a living horror movie through the lens of Halloween Horror Nights, this non-traditional memorial to Ozzy Osbourne will span 45 years, transporting guests on a twisted journey through the artist's outrageous and eccentric solo career in unique experiences across both coasts. So music from Ozzy Osbourne's solo albums, and I haven't listened to any of these, I have just downloaded the lot, so I am delving into this I'm fully going into all of these. So music from Ozzy Osbourne's solo albums will guide guests through Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, yes, including Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, No More Tears, Scream, and Ordinary Man.
Mm-hmm. Bark at the Moon's an excellent album. Yes.
I know nothing about any of this, but I also knew nothing about The Weeknd.
Yes.
And that became like my favorite house of the year almost. So
yeah. At Universal Orlando, Halloween Horror Nights guests will venture through ancient ruins and foreboding dungeons before boarding the Crazy Train for a twisted ride into a realm inspired by the cover of his fan favourite albums, as Lee said, Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, The Ultimate Sin, and Black Rain. Ruled by the Prince of Darkness, this fantastical world draws from the heavier sound and sinister imagery that defined the later years of Ozzy's career, transforming that creative evolution into a horrific journey through his unmistakably twisted imagination.
Like I say, I don't know much about Ozzy Osbourne, but I'm open to it for sure.
Yeah, me too. The same with the Y-6 last year. I knew nothing about it, but it was a fantastic house.
Wasn't it? I really enjoyed the Y-6.
Still didn't hit me. This kind of gives me Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe vibes. Like, I'd never listened to Rob Zombie in my life before that Scare Zone at 2019, and I listened to the absolute out of that album before we went to that event, and I really love it. So I'm hoping that not only will this be a great house if I get to see it, but also introduce me to some more metal music, which I'm always open to.
Ozzy
so is it just music, or are there like music videos and things to go along with some of this stuff?
I mean, you're probably talking pre-music video for a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
Like you're talking...
I have no idea.
So you're looking like No More Tears onwards, there would be.
Yeah, so the last three there might be, but the first three were pre-MTV, so I don't think you got music videos then. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can't wait for that one. Well, there we go. And the last major announcement for this year, no big surprise, is with the Red Coconut Club, and that is a Halloween invasion of the Red Coconut Club, as usual.
Yes, strange lights, unidentified flying objects, and folks acting abnormally. What on earth is happening at Midweston's 35th Annual Harvest Festival? Find out at Dead Coconut Club Harvest, with spooky specialty beverages, light bites, interactives, and incredible music. Just don't get abducted by aliens.
I love the theme of this. So Tracy and I just watched Disclosure Day at the weekend. I liked it a lot more than she did, and obviously we can Invasion, whatever the alien abduction house this year, and this is very much, I think, isn't a coincidence.
Nod to that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. I always love what they do at the Red Coconut Club. They do a fabulous job no matter what. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
Looks like a really good year, actually. It's interesting because there's nothing for me that really stands out that, like, usually there's something, a house or whatever, that I'm like, oh my God, I'm gutted that I'm not going. This year, kind of, it's a level playing field, I think, for a lot of balanced. It. Yeah. For
me, it's a scare zone.
Yeah, I know.
Downtown Cloudtown.
I'm sure Michelle's the same.
I'm excited. It's going to be a good year.
I think it really is. I do. Shall we move on to some Producers Club birthdays? Well, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so August 15th is Lynn Sikulski's birthday. Happy birthday, Lynn.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the 16th, we have birthday twins. We have Michael Morris's birthday. Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Michael.
And also, massive happy birthday to Jessica Olsen. Happy birthday, Jessica.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
And on the 17th, oh, not this dude. Oh, no. It's Guy Timmis's birthday. Happy birthday, Guy. I love you, really.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I had to give him the Chris birthday.
Yeah. No, Guy is our other co-host
on the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast.
Yes.
The podcast formerly known as the unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast.
Yes. If you want to hear about a field, go and listen to it. And last but by no means least is our very own, this is on August the 18th, our very own Seth Kaburski's birthday. Happy birthday, Seth.
Happy birthday, Seth.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Yay. And feliz cumpleaños to all of you. Then everybody gets one this time. Okay, well, that's going to wrap up the podcast. And if you want to be on the show, send your recordings of you trying any or all, I recommend all, of the 3 cones at Epic Universe's Isle of Burke for this year's segment. Which cone makes you moan? Rate each one out of 5 and send those recordings to podcast@uuopodcast.com.
And I just want to jump in again and just say thank you to Lug for inviting us out for that event. It was awesome. And
1000% thank you. It was amazing.
Yes. We are available for any future events, Lug.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week as we're joined by Libby and Laura to review the Universal Kids Resort. See you then.
That's the end of another Stella episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, the children of the night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear Halloween Horror Nights podcast. The theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info. The Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food Podcast. Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. The unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast. Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture, and themed entertainment podcast. Theme Park Throwdown, a weekly battle between your favorite theme parks. And the Fudge Factor YouTube channel, helping you plan your best Universal Orlando vacation. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.